So what I did is I merged the 3 last commits on 1.10.2 on 1.10x2, 1.10.2. Small bug fixes which should not break anything. And so we are ready. So I will release 1.10.2 in the next couple of days. We'll see. If not today, maybe tomorrow, because everything is ready. The CI is running. I started it again this morning. Let's see. Some spec for tests not working, or at least, well, when I say some spec for test, this failed for the last 2 commits, but without any reason, because we didn't change anything, so I assume it's a CI issue. I will start it now. This way we'll see today. We don't have to wait for tonight. And the latest builds are again available here. These artifacts, and there is a link for that. We put the link here if you want to try before it's too late, or here. If we go to release to 1.10.2 here, we have a link now directly to the CI artifacts, which will point you to the thing to download artifacts. It should be better to put this one here. So you can download directly the zip file containing the precompiled version, well, the mzplay version, or the source version that we will release. That's it. So 1.10.2. We'll still do a status steering committee thing. Copy paste. Are you copy pasting someone or?
No, I wrote the first one. I wrote was gibberish because I mistyped something.
Okay.
And I couldn't edit it, so.
And so let's see the status since last week, just to update on what has been done. Binding redirect for OWIN. So we were missing a binding redirect in the SpecFlow file. Benedek removed, well, we updated some projects we didn't have the lang version property to force C#5, and we removed it from Glimpse because it was using C#6 a lot. It's got a PR to remove all the usage of C#6 unless we accept another PR that will fix C#6 usage in dev at least. So this one we don't care because they were just tests, and in the end the issue with SpecFlow was not about DLLs and versioning. It was just that we modified so much text and translations in dev branch that the SpecFlow test could not find the buttons. For instance, one of the buttons was publish now, which was changed to publish. So all the SpecFlow tests were failing with an LRF exception because it could not find this button. Same thing for save, which became save draft. So it was a lot of changes to do everywhere to find these guys. But now it works, and I improved the text message so that next time we mess up with a button text, we say text not found instead of having an LRF exception. Will be easier. Then a pull request from Giuseppe, content picker field, which now accepts drafts and not just published versions. No, I think it was not the issue. Maybe it was an issue with translation. Yeah, in some cases. So that's fixed, and we found some things. So, side note for all the people writing views. You know, sometimes we have issues with double encoding. Double encoding meaning you write something like this, and in the end it shows up in the output. Well, on the front end you see this thing directly, Okay, so this is double encoding. So it has been encoded in HTML and then again encoded. In the end, we see that on the screen instead of seeing the actual this text. So this because it's being HTML encoded twice. So it happens usually when we with translations, when we do something like so if I'm in a view, let's say we have var_foo equals t of we use br, okay, and at some point we do add foo, but that will render something which is encoded, and then we call this and it's again encoded, so there are issues. And so where I'm going to is, maybe it was not this change set, but the idea is that when we want to render some translation into JavaScript, you don't do in JavaScript like in a script tag you don't do var text equals and do something like this, like you are in JavaScript but you inject something from HTML which is HTML encoded. It won't work. The idea is you do an input value equals, and here you paste foo. Okay, and the issue we saw is that it was not working because this thing actually returns that, and that was bad. It was not even encoded. So I think in this case it was really add foo that should have been called, and yes, because yeah, what I was suggesting earlier was to use these things. Okay, t something, but actually you need to do dot text because this thing returns a HTML string, so it won't re-encode it, so it won't be encoded. So you need to call dot text and encode the dot text. That's the reason up here with this kind of issue, and that's how it should be done. So maybe we have some other issue somewhere in the code by doing add t directly. So we have to check that. Just a note because I saw his PR and this is an issue we had on the comments. You see .val because now is you see input hidden, and here value translate message, which is a dot text of the translation. So that's how it should be done. This one from Planet Claire, which is that in the tokens we were reading the title property instead of the author property, so it will render the title instead of the author. So now it's fixed. It's for the RSS part, if you want to configure what RSS content is rendered for a specific content item. And this one is an sorry, not an optimization, support for is null and is not null on projections for date times. Okay, in case there is no date time. And multiple users have tried it, so we are confident it works. Then I merge 110x into dev and 110x into 110.2. Yep, and also no, 110.2 is already. I already changed the version numbers last week, so that's already done. Okay, good. Questions on Orchard 1? Questions on Orchard 1 here? Nope. Orchard 2. I have no idea what we did last week. So this was before the meeting, so it should be already taken care of. And then field settings were not updated if the new value was null or empty string. Okay, fixing some JSON serialization. Well, merge settings, how to merge things. Yeah, when we update parts and fields, we need to merge the JSON objects which contain the data, because now a content item is a JSON document. Numeric field, so new field from Antoine, new numeric field, and editor to suggest different editors for numbers. So we could have plus, minus, controls, or sliders, and things like this. Propose change to find the layout view and setup. This is much simpler code, right? So I opened the bug in MVC. I have to provide them a repro. That you can't use ... backslash to point to a layout file. You need the absolute path of the layout, and this is very complex to generate based on the current view. And the solution that Jean-Thierry has proposed is to use just a name like this, but to put the layout in a shared folder. So it will find it because it's a shared folder. You don't have to say where it is. It will look into all shared folders. So that's what we're using now. Fixing homepage route, left time issues. The homepage route is a singleton and was using some scoped services. So now it's fixed. URL layer rule from Pete Davis. So a new rule for the widgets, for the layers, which is like in Orchard 1, URL, and you can use a URL like is this page under this segment, then display this widget. So that's a new URL function for the layers. Do we have some documentation for that? Because I don't see any update on documentation. Let me check something. Chapter 2. Modules, layers. Layers. We don't have a README for that. Interesting. We should, with all the available conditions and how they work, at least. Fixing build. Fixing build, yes, because when I made the change, I broke the build. This is from Jean-Thierry, cleaning all the CS proj and the props file, refactoring, some more to come. Fixing MyGet deployment. Yes, this is done. This is beautiful. This took me so long, and now it works. I realized what was wrong there with this thing. Testing new API key. So the actual API key to use is that you can try to use it. It's secure. It's encrypted. So that's fine. The issue is that, so this is a YAML script which lets us run the CI, and there is a deploy step only for the branch master, which is to deploy all the packages from the solution into this MyGet feed. And it requires an API key, which is encrypted. And it never worked for me. I tried it 100 times. And the issue was that I was using, the encryption is account specific. And I was logged as another account than the one I should have used. And so the encrypted value I was using was not decrypted correctly, but it didn't say so. It just say wrong API key. So I found about that, and now it works. So we have a MyGet feed with all the latest packages to create modules and to deploy or to CMS at least. And you see all the packages are there. And if I take one, for instance, module contents, you will see that we have multiple versions, because every time we merge on master, it creates a new build and it uploads the new packages with a new preview version, the build number here. Okay, so if you reference orchardcore.cms-preview-star, you will always have the latest version whenever you do restore. Or you can pin a specific version if you don't want to upgrade.
Can you go back a page, Sebastian?
Sorry?
Can you go back a page?
I don't get it. What do you say?
Hit the back button on your browser. Okay.
You want that?
I just wanted to, because I was having problems with the with trying to get this to yeah. Okay. So your feed. Go back to there. I think you need to click on feed details or something, because you can't see the feed.
So what you need in your NuGet config file is that.
Yeah, but you should be able to browse to the feed in the browser, and you can't do that.
I don't know why. There should be a checkbox for gallery.
I don't know where it is.
It's gallery. Gallery.
That's the one. Yeah.
My feed. That's it. That's weird.
Yeah, that's the one. Cheers, man.
Save, because the text is not obvious, and list my feed in the gallery.
Yeah, it's Tosh.
In the MyGet gallery. Okay. So that's done. And it also shows that we need to add some description to the packages, because when we browse them from Visual Studio, we don't know what it is. It's just like package. It doesn't say what package it is. Okay, but that's good. So now you get everything, and I know some people have tried it because on Gitter they said so. Is he here? Is he here? He's not here. Pete Davis tried it and it worked, so that's good. I also tried it and it worked. So that's the. So now you have packages for that. And
so I think you need to hit save or something.
I did.
Oh, 15 minutes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah. So now we have NuGet packages. And this is the correct API key, and that's this is not the latest things because we merged some pull requests. Fixing or listen, I can't pronounce his name. One day I will. No, I can't. On GitHub it appears with a different one. Replacing iClock with iSystem clock, so we don't use our own abstractions, we use the ASP.NET Core 1. This one, moving prefixed module, I bet. So we did some refactoring on the projects to remove some projects which actually were not needed. Nick is also working on that. Startup execution order. This is important. So when we configure services or we register middlewares, the order is important. By default, the order is based on module feature dependencies, not module dependency, feature dependencies. So if a feature A depends on feature B will be called first. Okay? And you can then order when you want to register your things. But sometimes you might depend on the feature but still want to be before everything or after everything, or not. Sometimes you can't say because two people want to be before everything. So you can just say you want to be early. Then it happens what happens. So what is new here is on Startup-based and iStartup, you can optionally, for instance, you can optionally, I don't provide an example, you can optionally override the default order. Oh, this is an example. So for instance, for the response cache, so the default order is 0. If you don't change the default order 0, it will be ordered by dependency graph. Okay, this is the default order. Then if you put an order less than 0, it will be executed first, or before the 0 ones. And if you put an order greater than 0, then it will be executed after. So if you have one middleware that needs to be ordered before the others, even if it's the same features as other middlewares, then you create another startup. You can mark it with a feature attribute and you change its order. So this startup will be executed before or after the others. Okay. So this is not to use the feature priority and order, but just your custom order. So for instance, the response caching needs to be early. I'm not saying first, I'm saying early. So I say -10, but someone can be even earlier. But the response caching will then block any other middleware if it answers to the current request. Okay, that's why it needs to be early in the pipeline. Yep, so that's it. Startup order 0 by default, and some documentation to explain what it does. So that's I think the best solution we can provide, and people were asking for that. Matthias provided a fix for the widget, so that when you have a draft and you move the widget in the layers, you drag and drop them, it will update the published version Otherwise, there will be a discrepancy between when a widget is published or not published. It will change or not. Now it changes all the time. As soon as you move a widget, it changes it on the front end. Just for moving, it doesn't change the data if there's a draft. So that's fixed. Moving and renaming orchard feature. Yeah, it was called orchard feature before. We decided to call it feature. Okay, so now it's no more orchard, it's feature on anything, startups or controllers or services, whatever you want. Fixing site settings invalidation. Yep, there was an issue with the home route PR I made. It was not invalidated correctly, so now it's fixed. This is the media branch. I'm still working on that. Precompiled views for theming. So interesting. So the theming module, the goal of the theming module is to intercept when the layout is rendered. Okay. Well, to intercept when a view is rendered, to inject its own layout, and to look for a layout based on shapes. That's what the theming does. And before it was doing that, let me show you. Where is it? This thing. Before, what it was doing, it was just providing some fake files with fake file names when they were requested. So when Razor looks for the file viewstart.cshtml, we will actually provide a virtual file provider to return a virtual file with some string content. So we fake that there is a file on the file system called viewstart.cshtml, and at that point we say, hey, your layout is actually the layout in this theme, in this module, sorry. So we are intercepting the layout to replace it with our own, okay? And then our own will say, render the current body, assign the current content with this body for the theme layout, and then display the theme layout, which is a shape. So by displaying that, we are looking for dynamically for a layout page from any theme. That's how it does that. It intercepts any rendering by assigning a custom layout which will forward to a shape. Okay, so this was actually built, well, compiled from Razor when it will find this virtual file. So this change is about creating those two files as classes that will be the result of the code generation from Razor. Okay, so it will generate a class called theme layout that will generate Razor page, and in the execute async we'll copy the code I pasted in the string there. Okay, now it's already compiled, so when it will access this view, it will just instantiate this class and done. It won't have to read the file, to generate some code, to compile some code, to load the assembly, and then instantiate the class. So it should be, it is faster. You don't feel it, but I'm telling you it is faster. It's pre-compiled views. That's how pre-compilation for views works. Same thing for the view start. Okay, so it's a simple change. But this way there is no compilation for these files. And the last file, which is the view import, where is that? The view import here. This thing is not actually something which is compiled, so it's just interpreted by Razor to change how the compilation will work for dynamic views. So you can't pre-compile that. There is no such thing as a class for these view imports. It's just some metadata in a file that will be used for generating other classes. So we don't care about this one. Nick apparently on a branch. Is it a branch? Or?
I saw master.
Oh, you merged it? I didn't see that.
Yeah, all four. They all got merged. You approved them all.
Okay, I trust you.
Yeah, they're just some string extensions that were in, was it Orchard 1 that I brought across.
Okay. Yeah, I remember we talked about the redesign, so I trust you about these things. Yeah, I remember this marker thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, refactoring refactoring module names and moving stuff around modules because they made sense in some other modules. This one is about removing something which was not used. Okay, Nancy startup, web startup, because now this is the default, all features is the default. Reference and marker classes for force compiler. Yeah, there is a bug. If you don't have a class, it doesn't compile the project. And we need to compile it. Watching module theme razor file. This is a PR that is waiting with .NET Watch. So when you change any module, it will copy all the static assets to the packages folder automatically. So I won't talk about the PRs if they are still pending. Oh, no, I can't do that because I'm not to the tip of master. Theming views preview, this is a refactoring of what I had done, something better. Select editor to numeric field. What is that? I didn't see that. Who merged it?
Don't know.
There was no PR. It was a push on master directly. Numeric field select editor. Okay, looks like a drop-down list with a list of values that you can select from. Custom editor, that's weird. Why not? Lucas provided a PR to remove, I can't say the name, diacritics or something like that, remove accents on titles to generate the slug. So now the slug is doing like Orchard One, it's removing all the accents. So normalizing the URL but not removing any chars like Greek, Chinese, Japanese, Arabic, Cyrillic.
So I was thinking about this. Does MVC, or not MVC, does the .NET Framework not have anything like this in it?
Yes, it does. This is what we use in Orchard 1 and in Orchard 2. Here. You see, get Unicode category tells you what it is, so if you need to evict it or not. And then
yeah, but look, we're doing this, allowed symbols, etc., etc. I thought maybe
there is one thing. Where is that? Normalize. Here you see normalization form from KD. That's the trick. So if you have a E cute, then it will just be a E. That's what it does.
Okay.
And then there is more filtering and also folding the dashes and things like this. Okay.
It's a good PR. I just wondered why that method. I thought there would be something built in instead of having to write that lot. That's all.
Yeah, we are using what exists, and we looked at it in Orchard 1 also, and this was the solution. In Orchard 1, unit test and everything, beautiful. jQuery UI files which were missing, and that's it from there. Next week there will be more things which are pending. Good questions? Going on. Demos, Mark.
Hi.
Mark,
Yeah.
what is it about?
It's about the Visual Studio extension. I also demonstrated almost a year ago.
Oh, that's why we know you. Okay. I was like, what? We know the name. I couldn't remember what contribution you had done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can I share my screen?
Let me make you presenter first. And you are, so you can now.
Okay, I try. Okay, in the meanwhile, I will copy paste some links to the chat. Awesome. Okay, so this is the Visual Studio extension I already demonstrated a year ago. It's OrChad extension. It helps OrChad developers' life by some pretty good features. For example, the dependency injector.
Mark from Lombic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then I should introduce myself again. So my name is Mark Barta, and I'm a software engineer working for Lombic Technologies. I'm also leading some project that you also may know, MediaKit, or I'm not sure about sites were demoed on this harvest, but anyway. So yeah, I'm a software engineer here for since the Lombic has been founded, and working on mainly OrChad projects, and sometimes I doing some Visual Studio extension development. And this is one of the extensions what we are working on. So it has a dependency injector that helps you injecting dependencies. It has some templates, project templates. For example, you can insert modules 1.10. I should update it, and also have some item templates, so you can scaffold the full content type, including records, parts, constants, and everything you need to work on. But everything you can see in my last demo if you click on the link I pasted in the chat. But what I want to talk about today is the OrChad error log watcher. This thing is actually watches the log folder, and if there's any log in the any content in the error log file, it will send a notification which enables this button. And let's see how it works. I have a pretty good feature here that generates exception. Let's see. Oops, something went wrong. The log file has updated, and here's the button. Clicking on this, you can open the error log, and as you can see, it removed the accessibility, so it's now disabled. Whenever it's updated, see, it will realize it, and it will be available again. Or if you just remove, let's say, remove the file or remove its content, the notification will be updated to disabled. So it's in the Visual Studio extension now. I think if you are already using this extension, it updates automatically, but I'm not sure. Zoltan is not here, but he manages the marketplace. One more thing here is there's a settings page for this feature. You can enable or disable this feature, and here's the relative path to the solution file where the extension is looking for the error log file. If you disable it, the entire toolbar will disappear, and the feature will also turn off, and you can turn it back, and it's there again. Okay, that's all for now. I mean,
Inject dependency. What is this button?
Sorry, inject dependency?
Yeah, I was wondering the same.
File.
So you want to see the dependency injector?
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
If you blow your own hand, I can tell you.
No, it won't.
Control KO. What is that?
Yeah, so here's a service. I just clicked one of these tools, inject dependency. I don't know, clock,
I know what it would do. It won't blow my mind.
and
Okay.
it injected the clock. Actually, I also improved. I have some improvement in this feature too. For example, you can also inject INAMRABLE. Don't know, let's say some record. It will realize the that it's an INAMRABLE, so it's a list type, and it will put it in plural form. Or if you say it's an I repository, some record, it will name it some record repository. Or if you want to be really productive, you just assign a button, a shortcut, Ctrl KO, I clock, and that's all. It's really quick, and I really like to use it. Yes. Anything
Okay.
else you want to see?
Should be an analyzer.
Sorry, analyzer.
Yeah. Mark. Let me show you. You know, I showed it so many times. Probably.
Analyzer. I'm not sure.
1 second.
I'm still not sure what you are talking about.
I will show you. I will show you.
Okay.
I'm just opening the page and I will share my screen. Yes, this one. So sharing my screen. This thing.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That's beautiful. Why doesn't it fix it?
Yeah, you showed that, yes.
You should do it
your
also this
solution
way.
for the...
So you type the and boom, same thing.
Broken in Visual Studio 2017.
Oh, okay, I see. Sorry, I haven't tried it on Visual Studio 2017.
Yeah, it doesn't work, man. It actually crashes it. It causes that crash exception.
Oh my god, that's bad. Okay, good. Just mentioning. So that's an analyzer, and you see the code here. Look at the code. It's very simple.
Yes.
So fix it.
Yeah, Mark will fix it and integrate in his. Better. Okay, thank you, Mark.
You're
Sorry,
welcome.
so I'm. You did more than just this module, and you presented at this meeting. I can't remember. Was it documentation or something? I don't remember. You are doing more than that. Can't remember. But yeah, that's fine. Questions? Topics. So Antoine added the topics elections. Something else I saw, Bertrand. We made a video last week. Channel 9. Channel 9. Shows on. I don't even know how to find this thing. Shows on net. Boom. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that's the URL. This thing.
Have you answered the comments on there? Because some people are asking you comments.
Yes, Bertrand sent me an email saying, so we don't need notifications on this site, we just have Bertrand sending email saying there are comments you need to answer. So I try to answer. So if you haven't watched the video, watch it. This is almost the same thing I showed on this meeting 2 weeks ago for the modularity, but this is more polished with prepared demos, everything went well, and the only thing that didn't go well is when Bertrand asked me about the perf for Fortune. It didn't go well, but otherwise it was good. As long as we didn't talk about the CMS, it was perfect. So yeah, you can watch it. It was, I think it's great. People liked it. So, Orchard modularity in ASP.NET Core. That's it. not the CMS. I showed the CMS how to reuse the modularity, but I think it's a good demo to see how you can build modular apps in ASP.NET MVC. But that's good. So if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It doesn't make sense for you to be in this meeting and not watch this video, because it's the best thing, best modularity ever in Orchard. So just to mention that, did I paste? I will paste it there also. Feel free to put 10 stars if you want. Okay, you can just go to 5, but it's fine to go more. Try to hack the thing. I'm sure we can find a hack. Good questions? Questions about this video for those who have seen it? Comments? One comment I can do is that after the demos, after this video, I had a meeting with Nick, and we decided to do some refactoring on some of the modules to make things simpler and to change some module names to some package names also to make things simpler. Yeah. So other topics, elections. It's been a long time. And I think we said we will wait for Harvest to talk about elections. So elections, what should we do? Start new elections? Or are we members for life? Members for life. Can't be members for life. Nick, you said you were not happy with the election thing or whatever. And Antoine, you want to open the topic. So revolution.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to you privately about the way I think the whole thing kind of sits. It's just a bit, doesn't really do much.
No, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm like,
Yeah,
there is no.
maybe. I don't know.
You'd expect more?
I don't know.
It's more
I don't know.
open than, maybe the project's more open than expected, meaning we just ask anyone and that's
Don't know whether it's needed. That's
yeah, that's needed when it's needed. So if it's not needed, that's fine, but we have one. So the day it's needed, we know what to do and we can vote. We have voted also this past year for many things, and yeah. But because all the decisions, maybe most of the decisions have been already made and nobody is complaining about, so that's good. I think we don't have big issues, so we need to rely to the committee. That's good. But this is also good to redo the elections, just to refresh the board or let people come, new people come, old people leave, and whatever.
yeah,
So-
no, absolutely.
I'm not sure you are new or old because you're old but new, and so yeah. Okay, so I think we should. Well, it's hard for just me to say that because I'm not even the what's the name of the guy, dictator. Anymore. But yeah, we should probably start new elections. New elections. Who is in the board right now? The committee, sorry, steering committee. So we have Benedek, we have Bertrand, we have myself, and we have Sipke who's not here. We have Piotr who's not here, and Zoltan. Okay, so we are 3, and we are missing 3 right now. So
Don't we just have 5 on the board?
no, we have 5 on the board. It's just that last year there was a draw, so we decided to include the 2 which
Okay.
were on the draw. Okay, instead of doing another round to see who from Benedek, and I don't know who was the other one, we decided to take them both, and that was done. So it's 5. So maybe we'll be 5 this year. Piotr, okay. Okay? So who's Piotr? Everyone I know is Piotr. Okay. Okay. Elections, Bertrand, I didn't hear you, but elections, fine by you.
He says yes.
Okay, so I'll copy paste the election process that we have every year, which is refined every year. What? Oh, he said yes, but it won't be. So we need at least 5 candidates. That would be lame otherwise. If we don't get 5 candidates, you will be candidate by force.
You'll have 5 candidates.
We'll see.
You don't need me.
Nobody needs nobody.
Nice.
No, what I mean.
You made me so sad.
No, I mean, well, we don't need. I didn't say that to make you sad. I'm just saying, whoever decides not to be member, it won't me or myself or Sipke or Daniel or Nick or whoever. It will go. It will go, and that's fine. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So. It's better to have more candidates than, well, I'm not sure. It depends on the election. Sometimes less candidates is better. But yeah, here is not an issue. Okay, so we'll start the process. I will look at the announcement we do every year. I will also warn the guys who are not there today. Yeah, I will send an email on the mailing list. Maybe I will send it with the new release. I will send, yeah, because I send an email with the new release to the mailing list, and then I will also talk about the elections. This way, just to mention that we'll start the process. We'll see what I will mention in this one, but as a reminder, if you are not in the mailing list, you should be, because we don't send mails that often, so that's good to register. And at least you won't miss anything, anything important. Discussion and help. Mailing list. Yeah, this one. No, what is that? No, this one we need to close because this one is not active at all. Please follow this link to subscribe to our newsletter. Sorry, the newsletter. So this is what you need to do to subscribe to the newsletter. Before Coldplay shuts down, I want to build a wall with other CMSs and WordPress will pay for it. What do you mean? Antoine is just getting crazy. What? Oh my god. I missed the joke so much. That's a bad joke. Matthias, are you Mexican? No, you're from Argentina or something? Colombia? South America, I'm sure, but I can't remember where. No, it's Spanish. So I'm sorry. I was sure you were from South America. Oh my god. So bad. That's stupid. Okay. Okay. Other topics? What else? What else on my side? I don't know. Yeah, nothing special. This somewhere will somehow someday will ship a beta, and maybe because, unlike the schedule is saying, the CMS won't be ready on beta this month, we might still want to release the modular framework, at least. That would be good, because we are not blocked from that, it works.
When we ship Ultra Core, can we also ship, I think we should ship, I would like to ship a blog with it on, running on it.
Yeah, but you can run your own blog on Azure. That's fine. You can have a blog on Azure. That's fine. But we won't release a blog for people to install on Azure or to install.
No.
Okay.
I think we should install a blog, so then I can blog about stuff. I guess I could just do that anyway, but.
But okay, I'm sure that's independent. We'll see, but we should ship at least this thing, if not the CMS. Well, not the CMS, but we should still ship that because it's ready.
How's the roadmap looking?
Well, it hasn't changed a lot.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying we won't be ready for. This is not what I wanted to do.
When were we looking at shipping?
This month, end of the month for the CMS, but the modular thing and Harvest took so much time that now we are not on track anymore. Where is the wiki? Map. Because for this month we should have media library and media processing. This is still work in progress. We didn't have module packaging and modularity and everything here, but now it's done, so I did it there. Taxonomies and projections, it will be hard to have it done by this month, this for sure. I totally expect that to be done.
Do we need it this release? Do we need it for the release?
To have a blog engine ready, we don't need taxonomies and projections.
We have tagging already, right?
We don't have tagging, no. We don't have tagging, so taxonomies might be necessary.
Projections will probably drop.
For CMS, for a blog, we can drop it.
Yeah, I think we should drop it to RC.
We could focus on taxonomies and archive widgets, something like that, just because we need blogs. Media is mandatory for a blog engine. We can't ship a blog engine without that. So that would be, yeah.
No, at least we get people using it. I think that's the main thing.
At the same time, if they use something which is not ready or doesn't have anything to be useful, then they will say it's useless, so I won't come again there. And
well, that's true.
Projection is very nice. But maybe we won't have time. That's an advanced feature. At least if we have a blogging engine and people can play with it and create their own content and that. So yeah, at least that I would be okay to ship a beta. And quality control for sure, to ensure that everything works, like we did with the modularity, to ensure that everything is polished and works and is nice, good story. Yep. But then the rest is super easy. These things are
Yeah, localization.
This is not easy.
Do we know how we're going to do localization?
What's the question?
The whole localization stuff. Do we even know how it works?
Yes, it will work like Orchard 1 dev branch.
Okay, fine.
Exactly the same, because we designed it with Matteo, with Sotiris, with Sergio, and we are all happy with the design decisions, and we even implemented them in Orchard 1. And you saw the tweets, and they said it was super nice. And they are the guys who make localized sites, and we're super happy with the result. So we'll just go this way also in Orchard 2.
Maybe we could get Sergio to take a look at that.
Yeah, it should not be that hard, honestly. Take a week.
Yeah.
We'll see. No, that should be, because the design, all the design is done, and technically it's not hard to implement. It's just another version, and just honestly, it should be something easy. We'll see. It will require some core changes but yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried at all about that. This guy might be more an issue, and yeah, there are things to do. We are busy. Good. Other questions? Benedict to work on the crowding update.
Are we going to get rid of Orchard.events?
Yes, we should.
Yeah, okay, fine.
We should. So as a reminder for everyone, the event bus in Orchard 1 is a custom thing that lets us invoke name-based interfaces. So you don't need to. You can implement an interface by name, and if it matches the name of another interface, it will be called automatically. So it's decoupling the modules.
Virtual interfaces, right?
And yeah, I won't mention that because it's an old feature which was removed, so nobody saw that. So the idea is decoupling, but at the same time, At the same time, there is some coupling because you still need to have an interface that matches the method names and everything. Okay, it's just decoupling in terms of references, so you don't have to reference the other module to be able to implement one of its services. This can be solved like this. Nika, we haven't talked about it, but let me explain. We can have a foo.abstractions package which contains the ifoo. Okay, we have the module 1 which implements ifoo. Foo. We have module 2. Okay, and we have the events. So we just need to say these are the events, ifoo events. Okay, and foo is an foo event handler. Events. So you can implement ifoo events when you want to receive the events, and you can resolve ifoo events when you want to invoke. So it's like any other service, but we just need to pass through an abstractions modules that contains just the services on and not the implementations, and that will be fine. So we don't need an event handler and an event bus in this case. Simplifies everything and faster, more standard. It's not as loosely coupled as before because you need a reference to something, but at the same time it's not that more coupled. It's like, so it's like the, I don't know if you saw this talk, Martin Fowler, you know Martin Fowler. Martin Fowler had a talk about JSON and all the NoDB thing. That yes, it's schemaless. It's schemaless, but if you don't have the same schema, it doesn't work. Okay, it's schemaless. You can put anything, but you still have an what's the word?
If the schema changes, you break the application.
Yes,
And
so
there are some
implicit-
hidden conventions that are in the code instead of being in a schema. So it's not as clear-cut as it seems. And in this case, we had the loosely coupled interfaces, but if you change the signature of the interface, you were still breaking everything. So you were still coupled implicitly to the not the implementation, but the definition of the interface.
And it can be dangerous also because you don't even see that you broke something. It just doesn't work anymore and you don't know why.
Yeah.
Being based on a static compilation, at least if we have a clear interface, when you build, you see that there is a breaking change and you need to fix it.
Sure. So the downside here is that we do have a need for additional assemblies in there to put the abstractions in. So that's a bummer.
So additional, I will not say separate, I will say, because we still needed an interface and at least 3 interfaces before in each module.
Yeah.
And
So
sometimes you even copy paste it. So
I would say that, well, yeah, but you could redefine the interface in your module, so you had some nice things like that. But here, maybe we need to set up some new conventions, which are, for example, that if you introduce a new interface, at least you put it in a different feature. You don't necessarily have to put it in a different assembly or a different module, but you should at least put interfaces in a feature that contains only abstractions. So this way you can actually disable other implementations separately and replace them with something else.
well, the event handler you put in a feature.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the ifoo events should be defined in a different feature from the implementations. That's the min bar, I think.
If you use some feature, I'm like, interfaces are not in features. They are not related
Well,
to features.
You mean the concrete
you cannot.
implementations of features?
These are these
No,
ones.
so what I'm getting at is that you should be able to disable all the implementation of a specific interface separately.
And that's why you have feature A, feature B here at
Yeah.
this level.
But the interface itself's not the feature.
No.
Yeah, that's good. This solves your. This solves what you say. So, module 1, like, let me show you. Up feature B. This one has a feature A, feature B. This one has a feature B.
Yeah.
And you can say, oh, remove all, disable all the feature B, and it doesn't react to the events anymore. That's fine. But feature A will still react to the event. So that's totally compatible. And
But you can define your abstractions in the same module.
This we don't.
Implementations.
This we don't do, and we don't want to do. We could have a default implementation in. We don't want the interfaces to be in modules. If they are.
Well, they
reusable.
have to be somewhere.
That's why we create projects and not modules that contain.
Well, we're not
Well,
stopping people.
yeah,
from
for me
doing
it's the
that,
same
though.
thing.
We're not
Okay,
stopping
but-
people from doing that.
But for in Orchard Core, if you look at the source organization, it's very clear the separation of what a module is, an abstraction is, and an implementations project is.
Yeah, absolutely. But we haven't stopped anyone from doing exactly
Nope.
what Bertrand said. It's just that
Yep.
what we've
Yep.
done is this.
And we've seen also pull requests doing that, like Lucas did that for a service, and I told him, very nice to be able to, like let me show you.
Because I understand how this would work for the core modules of core. But let's say, for example, that I introduce an e-commerce module and I want to define new interfaces for, order events, for example.
Yep.
Where would I define those interfaces?
You
Would I
create
need to
another
have a
project,
different? Would I
but
need to have a
on Unit.
project with my abstractions and,
Yes.
and a separate project with my implementations?
Yes, on you get.
Yeah, well, that's
And you
That's-
depend only on the abstractions project. You don't depend on the module. So you will embed the abstractions project, the source of the, and you will be compatible with this version, but you don't embed the module or depend on the module. It's just if the module is there, then you will be able to buy something.
That's okay because that's what the .NET team do at the moment, Bertrand. So
well, you still have to reference the
Yes.
module from your.
Not the
application.
module. You don't reference the module
Uh,
at all.
don't
You
reference the
reference
module.
just
How
the
is the
abstractions.
implementation discovered then?
The implement. Well,
I thought that you always had to reference the modules in the application project.
yeah,
you
yes,
reference the
yes.
abstraction.
No. Wait. The application project references the modules you want
Yes.
to use.
Yes.
But if you create another module, like module e-commerce, this is your module, and there is a module e-commerce, there is Noisette e-commerce. Okay? This guy, module e-commerce extensions, wants to extend Noisette e-commerce.
Mm.
It will reference Noisette e-commerce abstractions.
Sure. But the application will have to reference both.
Yes. Anything that the application wants to use, Noisette Commerce and module e-commerce extensions, will reference all these modules. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
But you, as the developer of module e-commerce extensions, you just reference this one. That's it. You
Yeah,
don't-
so as a developer of Noisette e-commerce, I still have to, I need two packages. Do I need two packages?
Yes. But as you, as a developer on Noisette e-commerce, you will need to manage two packages.
That sucks.
Wait a second. No. You don't need to manage two packages at all. You can just manage the one package. If you manage two packages, then you're providing an abstractions project for other people to use. So other people can reference abstractions, but other people can still reference the concrete package. That's not an issue. It's just that the recommended way that we want to see is for people to reference the abstractions project.
Yeah, but exactly. You want to push people on the virtuous path.
I
Yeah,
don't
so
want
absolutely. So you can still do both. It's just that the way that we recommend is abstractions and concrete, and reference the abstractions project.
Yeah, but
But
if you're,
as a
if you're
developer on
making
the
that,
ones there-
if you're making that too difficult, if you're making that more difficult than the crappy way, then people are going to do the crappy way and not the virtuous way. See what I mean?
No, you should not have your interfaces in your module at all, because it makes people embed your module when they ship their module. That's bad.
I don't know. If the interfaces that are introduced are there for you to extend the
should not
functionality
be
in
in
your
your
base module, which is the case with Noisette Commerce, that is exactly that's the right example to take.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense. Today, I'm introducing abstractions in that module, interfaces that people can use to extend the system, and that is absolutely the right model. I don't want people to have to deal with two different modules. That's too complicated.
It don't deal with different modules. There is one module, and there
Two
is abstraction.
packages. Two packages.
Yes, and there
two
is an abstraction
packages.
project. Yep.
I think that's too complicated, and it's unnecessarily complicated.
That's
This is what I was
everywhere.
getting at with the idea of putting the implementations in features that you can disable always, but having the abstraction still defined in the same package. I don't see why that is an issue, really.
You can technically have your interface in your module, but it will make the other extensions have to reference your module, and they
Who
will
cares?
embed
How
your
is that a
module.
problem?
Version management. Then you can't upgrade.
Why?
Then you can't upgrade just your package without upgrading that, or because abstractions will never change. The day you upgrade Noisette Commerce,
That's
I
my
have-
responsibility
Yes.
to not
The day
break
you-
my interfaces, but I
Wait.
I still have to deal
I'm
with
not talking
that.
about interfaces. The day you upgrade Noisette Commerce with a new version, updated, fixed, whatever version of that, I have also to deploy a new project just because you fixed an issue in your stuff. Otherwise, I will
because
embed.
you're referencing it.
Yes, and I don't want to reference your implementations, which will evolve and be better.
See,
even if you
that's
upgrade.
that's where Orchard 1 was better.
And that's why, to make it as better, you can use an abstraction to
I didn't
separate
have
what
to do that
changes
with-
and what
with-
doesn't
with
change.
Orchard 1. That's my whole point. It's actually less flexible than Orchard 1 and less easy. I understand that it's easy on your end. It's not easy. It's not easier on the module developers end.
And yeah, but
I don't see a solution. I don't see a good solution.
there are pros and cons for both of the things, and
I'm not sure I see the problem. I kind of
You
can
don't?
do both exactly. You can do exactly what both of you two are talking about.
Yeah, but do you agree that it's harder?
What, having an abstractions project?
Yes.
I
you
can
find
see
it
the
hard?
overhead.
Honestly, yeah.
There is overhead. I need to manage two packages now.
I mean, it's creating.
I can see that there's an
So I
overhead.
think-
However,
I think the solution is to make that as easy as possible. I mean, having that pattern introduced in templates so that really it's something that is as natural as possible. It needs to be really integrated into the flow. If there is what I'm getting at is that if there is a crappy solution but that is easier and a better solution that is harder, people are going to go for the crappy one unless you do the right thing in terms of templates and everything.
Talking about
Or you
complexity,
even block the crappy one from working altogether.
if we think creating a new project abstractions with interfaces is hard and is complex for user and is cumbersome or whatever, I mean, nobody will ever use Orchard because this
No.
is the easiest thing in
Hold on.
Orchard.
I'm not saying that it's hard. I'm saying that it's harder than it was in Orchard 1.
Yeah, but
the pattern's correct. Having an abstractions project
I'm not-
is the superior way. It's
Yes,
just
I'm not arguing that.
Overhead.
There is nobody's arguing that. I mean, we agree that there is a crappy one and a good one.
Agreed.
There is no discussion about that. What I'm discussing, what I'm debating is that the crappy one is easier and
Yep.
and the other one is harder, and it's not just harder than the crappy one, it's harder than Orchard one. And that is an issue. But, we can take that issue seriously or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that more important than it is. I don't know.
It's up to the module developer. Both scenarios work. It's just, and I can't see anyone trying to block it.
But exactly. You're giving people a choice, and they're going to make the wrong choice because you're making the wrong choices here. People go for the easy stuff. Everybody. It's not. It's not a question of being good or not. It's natural to go for the easy stuff.
I just don't know how you can stop that. I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't.
I think
You can't.
I think it deserves to be thought about a little more.
If you have solution A,
I will.
If you have solution A and B, or you have solution A, B, and C, well, you still have solution A and B when you have A, B, and C. A and B being crappy, but it's not by adding C that you will remove A and B. People will just, I don't know about C, I don't care, I have A and B. C being the dynamically event bus, A and B being A being the nice way, B being the not nice way.
I don't know, you're getting too abstract for me.
Sorry.
I'm not following what you're saying.
So solution A, we put everything in modules and we reference modules. Solution B, we have abstractions and we have modules. And my module references the abstractions, and I don't care about your module. Solution C, we have an abstract event bus. You still, even if you have an abstract event bus like Orchard 1, you can still have solution A, which is, I put everything in my module. I don't care about abstractions. I don't care about event bus.
I don't like the event bus stuff. I think it provides way too much magic. I'd rather my application not compile than have the event bus.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear at this point. We've experimented enough with C that we know that it's a kind of cool thing, but the advantages don't outweigh the cost.
Completely agree.
This is arguably more elegant because it's more simple.
And now we rely on compilation all the time, so it's fine.
Yeah,
and we can see the breaking changes automatically.
The point that I would like to think about a little more is how we package all that, and having that distinction. I'm not convinced that having that distinction between modules and plain dependencies is actually a good distinction. It's one more concept that we didn't have that we didn't really have most of the time in Orchard 1 either. And I don't like.
Though. It's a convention based on what the MVC team or the ASP.NET team have done.
Yeah, but in Orchard 1 everything was a module, and that was kind of nice.
That's
and
true.
Having dependencies that were not modules was kind of icky, and that was not that bad. So I don't know, something to think about, and maybe we can find a better solution. Thinking about the module developer specifically, how do we make that as easy as possible for this guy to do the right thing?
Okay, it's good we still have A and B, so both options are available.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe people will just decide and define, the mass will win if everyone is doing that. You can, if you want, and put your interfaces. We can't prevent you.
It would be interesting actually for me to try to move that module to Orchard Core at some point. It's a big module. It would be a lot of work probably. I don't know.
But should it be a core module? That's the other question.
Should it be a what?
Core module.
Yeah. Well.
No.
Yeah, that's a different question. probably
We have
not.
talked about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I mean, if that's what people want,
I have wondered whether we should provide a very basic e-commerce package as well. We have talked about it before, haven't we, Sebastian? Very loosely.
it would be a
I
good
don't-
candidate
I
for
don't
that.
agree.
I think.
Well, modular applications, take modular application, you will see CMSs and e-commerce.
Yeah.
That's the,
And so having a very lightweight e-commerce solution might be a good thing, right? It's just the support required in order to make
Yeah,
sure
the
that
question
not
is,
maintain that module.
should we have a lightweight e-commerce in the CMS? Should we have another project that is called e-commerce and start lightweight but can be evolved independently on the CMS? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Lightweight e-commerce doesn't really
You see?
exist.
And as e-commerce needs CMS features, CMS might need
Yes.
e-commerce features.
Yeah.
Then, in the end, it's okay. Let's make one.
You can't
thing.
have an e-commerce platform without CMS
Yeah.
capabilities, and this is why Orchard was so interesting to develop something like that.
But you
Because
could,
you got that for free, and it really enabled me to focus on the e-commerce part.
but you do provide things like, Amazon. I don't remember the Noisette module too well, but
It
you do
does
have
Stripe out of the
interfaces like,
box.
pardon?
Stripe.
So you have payment providers, you have or payment provider, but you have an
Shipping.
interface for that, and
Yeah.
you have Amazon
Yeah, but
as
you
well,
know-
right?
So what we could do is actually extract from the module all the things that are, specific implementations such as Stripe, USPS, provider-specific stuff, and
Exactly.
keep the order management, keep the abstractions in, keep the shopping cart.
Yeah,
Yep.
because a lot of that stuff isn't CMS based, right? Stripe's not a CMS based thing.
What? No. Well, it
Amazon's not.
uses the abstractions from Orchard in a way.
Yeah, but you could probably abstract it away from
Right,
using any
it's-
kind of content part, right?
It's Orchardy, but there is no content item, for example,
Yeah.
involved in payment. There is orders are content items, products are content items, but yeah, payment is a process, not a content type.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just might be an interesting use case.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It would be
At
fun.
the same time, I'm trying to convince Nobcommerce to use Orchard modularity. So,
Well, what if we try to? What if someone? I mean, maybe those guys should try and spike it and see if.
that's fine
Well-
to have multiple solutions on Orchard for e-commerce or for CMS
Yeah.
or whatever. Someone
Yeah,
can.
and Nobcommerce is arguably not a simple e-commerce solution at all,
And
by any stretch of the imagination.
They do tend to use a lot of the Orchard code, though. My name was on it all over the authentication stuff a while ago.
Sure, well, good for them.
Yeah.
And and really interesting to have also other CMSs using the Orchard core modularity.
What, like Umbraco?
That or anyone. I'm not saying any of them. So start your CMS project, you want modularity,
Yeah,
use the Orchard core modularity.
Umbraco has their own equivalent, and they had it before us.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
not
not
as
a .NET Core version, and nowhere near as good. So
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good
Cool.
talk. Thank you. Is anyone listening also? Who's still there? Eight.
Oh yeah, we're way over time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh crap! I have meeting. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I need to go to work now. Oh my god. See you. Bye.
See you.
bye bye.
Bye,